Maybe just this once. We'd like...
We thought we'd like to go out for French food. How does that sound to you?
They eat snails. Why pay good money for something you can scrape off your shoes?
Well, of course, if you'd rather not come, we understand.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'll find something on the menu. I just enjoy being out with you guys. Come on.
You threw me out of your crummy club.
I'll start working on it just as soon as I finish with the invitations for you-know-whose wedding.
Look, Rose, I would rather not talk about Ma's wedding.
Dorothy, don't you think it's time you gave her your blessing? We've hired a caterer. We've ordered the flowers. The invitations are being sent out.
Blanche, how did the interview go?
Oh, fantastic! Is Aunt Blanche here? I want to tell her all about it. And that I won't be home for dinner tonight.
Oh, your gorgeous doctor taking you for another midnight cruise?
Oh, no. Tonight I'm going out with Michael.
Oh, Michael isn't the doctor.
No, Michael's from the university. He's the one who interviewed me. Oh,
We know how confused you must feel, but no matter how unfocused your emotions are, you must try to express them. So just go ahead and cry if you want to, or scream, or throw things if you have to, but let those feelings out, honey. Let them fill this room.
Choice in the matter. She divorced me.
Oh, what happened? She found you with someone else?
No, she found herself with someone else. I can't say that I blame her. I mean, there was really nothing left between us. Listen, since things are different now, you think there's any chance that we could start over?
Well, I don't know. I mean, a 4 year go out with.
Dorothy, I need someone who's classy, someone who can handle the rich and powerful, someone not too obviously sexy.
Why don't you ask Merv Griffin?
Dorothy, look, I called every woman.
Blanche, could you come out here? What's wrong, honey? That was Sam Burns. He found these in his love seat. My earrings! Aren't we forgetting something? What? An apology? Oh, honey, you don't have to apologize.
Does not want us to say a word about this to anyone until we hear from him again. Not a word. Is that understood?
Yes. I thought I heard voices in here. What you girls doing? Oh, nothing. We're just sitting talking.
And now to see you and Stan so happy after all of these years, it does an old man's heart good. And so does that.
Uncle Angelo,
I'm so glad I disobeyed the doctor's orders.
you deserve to win.
But you lied. Oh, I'm not going through with this. I can't go back to my hometown and do something that's against everything I stand for. I'm going to call St. Olaf and tell them we're not coming. Driver, you stop at the first phone.
Then it sure can't be you.
Oh, this is ridiculous. There's only one way to settle this. Where is Laszlo?
There he is. Laszlo.
Laszlo, let me be the first to tell you what a simply stunning piece of art this is.
Thank you, Dorothy.
Now, who the hell is it?
You mean it's not obvious?
Not to them.
The street.
Sam and Edna's daughter.
That's a girl? Woof!
Dorothy, what are you doing up?
Her banging woke me.
What are you talking
The
about?
toilet seat, Ma. 4 women live in this house. The toilet seat never has to move. You always manage to make it bang. I was married to Stan Lee for 38 years. And for approximately 39 of those years, he cheated on me.
I told a little lie because it's going to take her some time to get used to the idea of you and me.
Yeah, well, I'm going to need a little time to get used to it, too. Look.
Oh, he was the best, trustworthy, loyal, smart as a whip. Oh, I really thought Rusty was going to be with our family forever.
Dorothy, do we have any candles? I'd like to drip some hot wax in my ears.
Then one horrible, horrible night, our house caught on fire. And it was Rusty who awakened everybody.
Ma, can I see you in the kitchen?
I've got no secrets from these people.
Shady Pines, Ma.
Right behind you.
I think we should take a night chest. Ma, I want to know. Now, where did you get the money?
The government is being kinder and gentler by sending me a lot more Social Security checks than they used to. You feel like going for a walk?
Oh, I love it.
This is so cute. I think they're going for a walk.
Rose, then get away from that door.
I can't help but I just think it's amazing that a man would look up his first love after all he... She's my family.
We're your family too, Dorothy. And you remember that. We might not be blood, but we're here.
Oh, God, I miss her already. So there I was with no vet, and Petunia was about to give birth to her piglets.
Neater than our maid ever gets ours. I'd hire you anytime. Mama, baby. How are you? I'm fine. How you all doing? Have you met Dorothy?
No, actually, they haven't.
I'm sorry. I can't pretend no more.
Uncle Angelo, what's wrong?
It's a long, sad story. A story of love, a story of a deception, a story of a fool.
You know the story of Elsie Holdenfelder?
And presses until it's chased away by, you know what.
No, what, Rose? A highway patrolman?
Dorothy.
What?
A big belch.
You couldn't say belch. What is it, a Viking curse?
Well, it's not the nicest word in the world.
I'll just leave the kids with Stan's mother.
Over my dead body. That gorilla scares the children. Your Michael didn't sleep for a week after he saw her the last time.
That is enough. One way or another, I'm going to earn that money for the television set.
Sophia, would you just tell us so your husband can enjoy his meal in peace?
Tell me what?
Earl, and used to get those terrible chest colds, and you'd whip up a batch of that homemade liniment to rub on my chest. Ooh, that was nasty stuff. Cod liver oil, garlic, petroleum jelly, parsley. I remember once I asked you, why parsley? You said,
Isn't it funny? Sometimes you have to almost lose somebody before you realize how much they really mean to you. Let's go out and celebrate life. Let's go out and do something crazy.
Let's fly to Freeport and gamble all night.
we can't afford it. Hello? Yes, this is she. Oh, my God, it's them. It's Jeopardy. I did? Oh, this is wonderful. Yeah, wonderful. What? Yes, she's my roommate. Oh, that is...
Took Blanche out into orbit where I never would have had the guts to go.
Rue, did you see the possibilities of Blanche immediately when you read the pilot?
When I read the pilot, I called my agent and I said, I knew this was a hit the minute it was delivered to my door. I could tell before I opened it. I just knew it. And then when I read...
You and your daughter. You should never lie to anyone.
Okay, it was only 3 minutes, but still. I stood there like a fool.
Even if lying seems like a good idea at the time.
Oh, Rose, what are you talking about? Is this about Kirsten?
Oh, Kirsten wouldn't lie.
I got the feeling I was the man's first date that wasn't inflatable.
Hey, I have an idea. Dorothy just did something really nice for us. Why don't we do something nice for her? Why don't we buy her a man?
Well, I'm in, and I know just the person free every Saturday night. Here. Take us someplace decent.
Look, Rose, I made it perfectly clear to Caroline how I feel about you.
Maybe Caroline is right. Your wife died such a little while ago. Maybe I am taking it.
I'm sorry, I'm looking for Rose Nyland. I'm an old Rose! It's me, Thor!
Thor? Nora Anderson, I can't believe it. Oh, everybody, this is Thora Anderson.
Hi, everybody.
I have.
You know, I think you have a point there, Rose.
Well, sure, you work with the senior citizens, you put in time at the daycare center, and you were the volunteer dummy for the fireman CPR class. And don't forget that program was my idea, too. Well, maybe you're right, I might have a small chance. After all, besides you, who else is there?
Called chronic fatigue syndrome. It's fairly recent. There are many theories about it, but most of us believe it's a virus. It just has not been identified yet.
The man's a genius. By the way, I loved Flower Drum Song.
Doctors just kept telling me I was depressed.
Well, depression can make a person feel tired, but depression doesn't start suddenly.
Wonders with Stan. You know, he's gotten him to transfer his love for me to a fake monkey.
What are you talking about?
It really is very simple. You see, studies show that when baby monkeys are taken away from their mothers, they can transfer their love
Many times. You did? You didn't? No. Oh, it was nice. I mean, being near Charlie was nice. But it was 5 years before I knew what made your eyes go back in your head.
He's always so guilty, he ends up giving the really expensive gifts to the wife.
Look, I didn't choose for things to happen this way. I tried to do the right thing, but the right thing was not right for me. I'm in love. And if there are sacrifices that have to be made, I can accept them. I'm happy. And that's what matters. Guys, what are you two doing here? I thought you had a Spanish class tonight.
We do, but we're not going. We dropped out.
Well, what about your promotion at the counseling center?
Oh, I can just forget about that. Norwegians are notoriously bad at Spanish.
I guess that's why there were no herring tacos.
And it was a...
Vivian meet Sue Ann Niven.
I said, no, it's the other way around. I'm playing the vamp. Betty's playing the nitwit. She said, oh, no, that's very interesting. And the next thing I know...
To be tied to a tree covered in honey and have a family of grizzlies lick it off. Why do I torture myself like this? Girls, wait for me!
Down, Blanche.
It's a special program for young people.
Isn't that something? My granddaughter wants to be an astronaut.
Not really, Grandma. I just want to meet boys who want to be astronauts.
Me too.
Charlie, do you want to give Blanche and Dorothy the presents we brought for them?
Sure, Mom.
Oh, here's my roomie. Hi, Malcolm.
Who's Malcolm?
You are.
Okay.
Ma, he's a man. I didn't know you moved in with a man.
What difference does it make? He's over 100 years old. I'm not sure he knows...
So that we could buy Pop a television for his birthday.
Then it's settled. You buy us one, we'll buy you one.
It's a deal.
Sure. Then your father can go watch the Friday night fights with your yutz of a husband. You can come over here and watch Person to Person with me. And maybe once a week the whole family can come over and watch that new...
Either that story is actually funny, or the batteries are going in and out in my hearing aid. Rose, I want you to know that I think it's very sweet that you're keeping an old lady company.
Hands together. Save us and you won't have bad dreams. Clap, you miserable.
Come on, honey, let's get it over with.
I won't have bad dreams. Let's go, come on. Fine, but I just want you all to know there are monsters living under all your beds.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Don't mention it. Good night, Ted, and goodbye.
Bye.
Collins, party of two, please.
Oh, may I borrow this? Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
They just came out on the 5th season, so we're just here really to pay homage. I just came here to get my pictures taken with the girls again. What we learned, Mitch and I talk about this all the time, is most shows. It was my first real big, sitcom, and most people, when you start writing on a sitcom,
There's more clubs and nightclubs, all within reach. Dance the samba till morning, then lie on the beach. Each view is a postcard, each day a great time. The cream of the crop, it's the top of the line. Miami, Miami.
Hey, you know, these peas taste just like fresh, but you can't mix them with the mashed potatoes. They should have a tunnel running from the pea compartment to the mashed potato compartment.
Ma, what is Pop talking about? What should you tell me?
All right. It's your 10th anniversary next month. Your father and I just...
I'll take a bus.
I see. And when the bus gets to you don't know where, what will you do then?
Get a job?
Really?
Yeah.
As what? Secretary of State?
I gotta go.
So you're just gonna wimp out, huh?
I'm not wimping out.
What do you call this?
Why should I stay here when I get all this crap?
You're gonna have a baby.
And if it's a boy, she can name it after its father, Rick, Joe, Bob, Don, Dave.
I don't get it. We've done everything to get them in the mood. Music, soft lighting. What else?
We did have to go to work. How else could we have paid for the operation?
All I know is I was alone and terrified, and I have never gotten over it. I still have that phobia about hospitals.
Well, it's about time you got over it. Blanche, get the keys to your car. We're taking Dorothy back to the hospital.
Ma, I am not going.
Okay, fine. So you don't want to go back to the hospital?
No.
Told you this, Dorothy, but I'm a special friend of Phil Rizzuto.
Hi, ladies.
Oh, hello, Ma.
I want you to meet my daughter. This is Caroline.
Caroline,
Dorothy.
so nice to meet you.
Sophia.
How do you do?
Rose Niles is here.
Morning, Blanche. How was your date last night?
How was my date last night? I woke up alone. That's how my date was last night. He didn't open my car door. He did not escort me into the rest. Baptist minister's wife at an all-you-can-eat pancake breakfast.
Wow, that's tight.
Back in St. Olaf, when I couldn't sleep, I'd get into my pajamas and have a nice glass of warm milk and slip under the covers and count cows jumping over my bed.
You did it in that movie.
What movie?
Lawrence of Arabia.
This flyer that came in the mail says they're going to start a dirty dancing course down at Lawson's Dance Studio. What do you say, Dorothy?
Oh, no. I can't see myself swinging my hips and wildly gyrating my...
Married, but after his wife died, there was no stopping him.
So?
Well, we could finally consummate our long and burning passion.
And...
It took about 10 minutes. He wore his watch. Explain our situation. He's always doing charity events.
I guess it's worth a shot.
You don't have to go through all that trouble. He'll be at the show. What you need is faith.
And what you need is a psychiatrist who enjoys a challenge.
Hey, it's okay. I'm just curious. See, I don't belong here either.
You don't?
No. I'm in graduate school. I'm here kind of undercover working on my doctorate in sociology.
Now, I knew it. The minute we started talking, I said to myself, now, how could a bright boy like him end up here? Well, you're more like my own relationship. And from the sparks of that conflict rise the flames of desire. Flames that ignite in an uncontrollable frenzy of lust, passion, and ecstasy. I'm sorry, where was I? Pregnant.
That's incorrect, but certainly not untrue.
Guy, is it better late than never?
Right you are, Rose.
Wherever we go, people stare at him.
Maybe they're staring at you, honey.
Me?
Oh, only a good friend would tell you this, Rose, but that color you dye your hair, honey, that hasn't existed since they discontinued the Ford Falcon. Let's go. Let's get this wedding on the road.
Then they went out and got a real neighborhood nymphomaniac to play. But Susan said, she said, well, Rose is somebody I like a lot. She's kind of a character that I really love. And Jay,
I just hope I remember everything the instructor said.
Well, Rose, you must know what you're doing. After all, you did this with Charlie.
Well, we wanted to, but...
What? Rose, the way you talked, I thought you two did this all the time. Now, wait, I'm confused.
And you know, I feel like I'm getting smarter. That's what exactly a Disney movie, is it?
Chuck, this is my roommate Rose, and this is my roommate Dorothy and her mama Sophia.
Oh, yes, I recognize them from TV.
You saw the show?
Yes, I did. Blanche, it was one of the things that attracted me to you.
Oh, well, you don't understand.
No, I do.
I just haven't found a thing today. I don't look right in American clothes. I have a more European body.
Oh, in Europe, do they all have big butts, too?
And that is about to erupt from a man who just spent a cold, lonely year cooped up with a pack of dwarfs. I'm not sure. All I know is the sight of a Santa sets my body aflame with unbridled desire.
It was so no one would notice. You don't know how much I wanted to hug you. I just had to see my dumpling on her wedding day.
with that award.
I'm sorry we're late, but we couldn't find the table. But then I recognized Dorothy's hacking. Everybody, this is Raoul.
It's a pleasure.
Most colorful dust ball I've ever seen.
This is no dust bowl, Rose.
What do you think it is?
It's a rock. I think it may be some kind of charm.
It is. I learned it from my grandmother. You see, you put a specially painted rock beneath a person's bed to bring them around.
Here. Take us someplace decent.
Look, Rose, I made it perfectly clear to Caroline how I feel about you.
Maybe Caroline is right. Your wife died such a little while ago. Maybe I am taking it.
Morning. Oh, you've already got breakfast ready. Becky and I were up till all hours talking. You know, my daughter and I haven't had a talk like that since ever. Must have been fun. Oh, yeah, we did each other's hair and laughed and laughed.
I can see why.
Hey, now why didn't you tell us what was going on?
Because you can't help me find a job. Because nobody or nothing can make me young again.
Oh, right, Rose. So your life isn't the same as it used to be. The rules have changed, but it's happened before, hasn't it? I mean, what did you do after Charlie died?
I don't want to talk about it. Oh, how could George betray me this way? Damn it, those wedding vows were sacred to me. Well, they must have been. I turned down hundreds.
Finally, everybody's your friend.
Oh, Sophia, I don't think it's a good idea to drink in the park.
Hey, I do it once a month with the girls from the Cloud Society.
The Cloud Society?
Yeah, we stake out a bench, knock a few sherries back, and discuss what we think the clouds look like.
I guess when I was little, I didn't have to do anything. And I raised my daughter the same way. So that's why David is the way he is now. So it's all my fault.
Oh, now, Blanche, you can't blame yourself for David.
You're right. It's my mother's fault. I'm going to give this list to David and see that he starts right away.
Try to pretend you don't notice his hands caressing your calf as he tries to keep his mind on shoes, but all the time he's thinking, dare I peek? Dare I look more? Dare I look where no eyes have looked before?
Caller in the middle of the afternoon.
Oh, he's not a gentleman caller. He's a veterinarian. He was here to see Baby.
Oh, how is Baby, Doc?
I read in Newsweek they ran him out of Haiti.
How is Baby?
Not very well, I'm afraid. I don't think he has much time left.
Please. But he did. And the next day they were married and they went on to live happily together for 25 years.
And what in hell does any of this have to do with my father?
Well, the point is nobody knows why two people fall in love, and it's really nobody's business.
Well, he's my father, so that makes it my business. I am going over there right now. Country's all about the daughter of immigrants who became the first member of her family to go to college. You made something of yourself.
Oh, thanks, Ma.
Until you got knocked up in a back seat by a nobody. People didn't want you at their birthday parties, and they don't want you in their living rooms.
I thought this was what would I do without her? I want her here with me. All the rest of my life, and I want to be there with her, too. So here I am, and there's going to be some changes made, and I love you, and what the hell are you doing opening a door in New York City without saying who's there?
I wasn't going to stay here, George. I missed you.
Dorothy, I'm proud of you.
Oh, thanks, Ma. Please don't let them take me!
What are you reading, Blanche?
Oh, I'm checking on the weather in the Bahamas. It's got up my butt is stuck to the chin. Here, Sophie, I'll help you.
Oh, I'll do that, Blanche.
No, that's all right, Rose.
Well, that's what a personal servant is for.
Rose, I'm sorry. I just don't feel comfortable having you work for me. I do. You want to be my servant, Rose?
Blanche, I'm not talking about big things. I'm talking about little things, like doing your laundry. Well, she keeps calling. What should I do?
I'll get you off that phone. Rose, I've fallen and can't get up. Help me!
I can't help you right now. I'm on the phone.
On the table was cheesecake. It was a cheesecake. Yeah. So it came to call as cheesecake.
The first show of the second season wasn't, and y'all were responsible, I'm so glad to say, it wasn't so funny as it needed to be.
I wrote that one.
Now, wait a minute. The one I'm talking about was a reflex reaction. No, thank you, and goodbye!
Look, we had a chance to think about what we said last night, and we're real sorry. Must have been quite a shock finding us in your bathroom, huh? Won't you please accept our apologies?
All right, apology accepted.
Great.
Now you can buy...
You got any glue?
Oh! Blanche is late. What are we going to tell her?
The truth.
Good.
I just need a few...
Oh, come on, Gloria. That is the dumbest thing I ever heard.
Dorothy, even with all my money, you have so much more than I do. You have Ma and your friends and your work and... Your life just seems so much more important than mine.
What's wrong?
I will tell you what's wrong. I took Rose here on my shoot today, and they want to use her hands. Imagine, they want to use my face but her hands. Can you believe it?
She's a very sweet kid. She'll understand.
I tried that. She said no.
What do you mean?
She's not a sweet kid anymore. She's holding Fernando for ransom.
Come on.
Dorothy, she sent me one of his ears. You think they had a name for the Black Plague when one guy had it? Thousands had to die before they knew what it was. Dorothy could be dying and they just don't know it.
who's calling the vase Ming.
There's just one hitch. I need 3 more people to get the group rate at the hotel. I thought hotels always gave you the group rate.
Yes, sweetheart, but this is for the whole night.
Putting the cart before the horse.
And that's bad?
Look, Rose, I just don't want to see you get hurt.
Oh, Blanche, Doug and I were wondering what's happening with the sleeping arrangements.
Well, I'll be there in just a moment to get you two settled in. Now, if you sleepyheads could wait just a...
Brother, can you spare a dime?
Ida, I know it's rough by yourself. I count my blessings that I have my Dorothy to look after me. But you can't...
Stand back! I'm not afraid to use this.
Rose, what are you doing?
Oh, darn you! I believed you. I even apologized to you.
Rose, I forgot myself. It will never happen again.
You're damn right it won't happen again. Not to me or to anyone.
Not that's throwing it in your honor.
What?
Ma, I told you it was a secret.
Your secret, not mine.
Is this true?
Yes, it is.
And now that you feel like the dirt you wanted my daughter to eat, I think I'll go into the kitchen and have a nice hard candy. What can I tell you? A couple of egg creams, the bright fluorescent lights, and a retired jeweler named Shlomo all conspire to make a night of enchantment.
Not for me. I can't tell you some of the horrible thoughts I had about what might have happened to you, although none as horrible as what you just described.
Rose, I was just thinking about you.
Really?
Yeah, my hand was throbbing.
I brought you a Vans Cap caca. It's a traditional St. Olaf friendship cake.
Rose, I don't want any gifts from you. I mean, I really don't want to have anything to do with you.
Well, it's not a bad idea, but I'm a little embarrassed.
Oh, me too.
Embarrassed? Well, there's no reason to be embarrassed. Now, these are discreet professionals. This is a private matter. Whatever we buy is nobody's business but our own. I'd like I vote no.
Well, I agree with Ma. I mean, why should we get involved in something that might be dangerous?
Dorothy, if it was going to be dangerous, they wouldn't let us get involved.
Blanche has a point. And besides, if anything happens, we've got the police right here with us.
Maybe.
And again. And again.
Sophia, I still cannot believe you talked us into that.
Please, you 3 looked gorgeous.
Matter of fact, I once had a dog. A schnauzer named Wawa. Yeah, well, I know that sounds strange, but you see, my daughter was only 2 when she named him during a walk. And I figured between that and number 1, Wawa was the hands-down winner. He was
Attractive as in drop-dead stunningly gorgeous.
attractive as in attractive.
All right, what else?
She's someone I share my innermost secrets with in strictest confidence.
You mean like the time you told me you borrowed Blanche's car, dented it, and said the bag's pinned back in college?
Dorothy, ears pinned back. What do you use, a big ear stapler?
Okay, so I made a few little slips. But I can keep a secret, Dorothy. I'll prove it to you. You tell me what you got for Sophia, and if I...
When you were a child, didn't you have some beautiful, fantastic place where you'd go and it would seem just like a fairyland? Oh, that's right, you grew up in Brooklyn.
Dorothy, hurry, it's Sophia. She's passed out.
What?
Oh my God, Mom! Way to make some fast money for us. And all you have to do is lie on your back.
I'd say you're about 50 years too late on that one.
I'm talking about a lawsuit. If we can show that you're severely injured, we can sue the ball club and the ballpark for a lot of money.
I'm not severely injured.
Please, don't close the door on the rest of our lives. I love you, Dorothy. Took me a while to realize. I always have.
She's down the hall. Last door on the right. Go.
Hello? I'm John Porter. I'm in charge of admissions.
Oh, yeah, hi. I wanted to talk to you about my mother.
About checking her in?
No, about a collection of commemorative plates. Of course about checking her in.
Just the nature of the beast. They'd do it in the mud if they had to. You just go sleep with his best friend. That'll even up the score. Am I on candid camera? You mean you didn't get dumped?
Well, actually...
Whether or not you think so.
Dorothy, I've been acting like such a fool. I don't know what in the hell got into me. Oh, I know.
You were scared they were calling about me, weren't you, Blanche?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's a good one.
Well, if it weren't for your picture, I don't think I'd have made it through.
My picture?
You know, it sounds corny, but I put your picture in my locker, and I would look...
Didn't even share it with his band of merry thugs. He was the idol of many a Sicilian youngster.
That's what they did, all right. That is exactly what they did. Delivered the wrong bed.
Oh, and you don't like this one?
Oh, I think it's the most stunning thing I've ever seen. I absolutely love it, but I can't afford it. That bed back there must cost... Well, I will tell you one thing. You are paying for this dress.
I am not paying for the dress. I will pay for the dry cleaning, and that's all. I told you before, you can't return something after it's been worn.
I certainly can't now after your little spasm.
It was. Then you're expecting me to compete with it.
But that's not true.
Listen, Rose, I can't fight a ghost. See, Charlie's not only dead, he's much younger. Look, Rose, you know I'm nuts about you, but I shouldn't have to prove it by jumping out of an airplane. I'm over 60.
This was a riot at home. His show at the club stank. What's so entertaining about a Cuban beating a drum?
Rose, there's an I Love Lucy marathon on tonight. You want to stay up and watch it with me?
That sounds great. Who's in it?
Who's in it? Oh, it was yesterday. That night under the dogwood trees, the air thick with perfume, and me with Billy. Or Bobby. Yeah, Bobby. Yeah, it was Bobby. Or was it Ben? Oh, who knows? Anyway, it's...
But I didn't have the time. Yeah, well, that was my fault, Kevin, for interrupting the high school experience with a book.
Hey, you didn't know?
Kevin, what are you going to do when you're out in the world competing with young men who have applied themselves?
Come on, Dorothy, we're starting.
He kissed me. He gave me flowers.
Dorothy, come on, it's almost time. Over here, honey, please.
Rose.
Hi, how did shopping go?
Great. Great, it was great. Really great. Best shopping ever.
Now, Sophia, I was getting ready to go to the shelter. What are you doing here?
Angelo, you're my big brother. I can only come to you. I'm in trouble.
Then the boy will marry you.
I'll load up now and keep them for stocking stuffers. This is terrible.
Trick move from your checkers by mail partner?
No, it's from the company Charlie worked for. They've gone bankrupt, and so is their pension fund.
I'm not going to be getting pension fly.
No.
What is it?
It's a beetle.
They call it a fly, but it's really a beetle?
Yes.
How do they know it's Spanish?
Because it wears a little sombrero.
Well, why don't they just call it a beetle? Spanish beetle.
Because they call it Spanish fly.
Well, then what do they call their fly?
I don't care!
Forget brought the news to St. Olaf that the British had no intention of coming. Or old Brisker, the horse who, because of a printing error on the ballot slips, was elected water commissioner for 6 months.
Hi.
Hi, did you have fun at the track?
You went to the track?
Oh, Hey, move it along, would you, Itzhak? We're trying to have a conversation here.
May I get you something from the bar?
Yes, bring me a bottle of scotch.
Right, we still have to get through. Oh.
Call 911. Call 911. 911.
It's 911.
Give me the fire department. Quick.
You feel like going for a walk?
Oh, I love it. This is so cute. I think they're going for a walk.
Rose, then get away from that door.
I can't help but I just think it's amazing that a man would look up his first love after all these...
Oh, I hate him. God, do I hate him. Not only did he steal my necklace, but he betrayed my trust. Oh, please, God, let him get caught. Let him go to jail. Let him rot and die in some filthy cell with the rats gnawing at his eye.
And dead. Don't forget dead.
I'm going down to that newspaper this minute. Not only am I going to get Chugga fired, if I hurry, I can get him to print a retraction in this afternoon's edition. 68.
And dead.
What are people gonna think?
They'll think it's time to elect a new town...
Bluff.
That was no bluff. I meant every word of it. I would love to have a chance to raise David. I might make up for the mess I made with Janet. I still wish you'd let us drive you to the airport.
Oh, my cab's already here.
See ya. Oh, what did I ever see in that man?
Don't blame yourself. You were young, you were carefree. You were just one of those girls who marries the first guy who knocks her up.
Gee, this is really cool.
Yeah, I see that you've met...
Stanley.
Yeah.
Hi. Tell me, how'd the class go?
Oh, not so bad, really, although it was harder than I'd expected. But I'm sure that in time I'll be able to master the technique and absorb the subtleties.
She stunk. But the teacher said I was a natural. We don't want to lose him.
I
Bye-bye.
better get to the office.
We're not done yet.
Couldn't it wait?
Well, no, it cannot wait. George, the kids are gone. You're never here. I have nothing to do anymore.
What do your friends do?
Shop, have lunch, some play golf, some have affairs.
Which ones are having affairs?
Oh, I don't know.
Come on. That's because you're hooked on these, Rose. But honey, there's a place for people with this kind of problem.
Please, what is she going to do in the NBA?
Rose, let us call a rehabilitation center for you.
No, I don't.
He's the master of the wheelchair. Just look at the way he takes those corners.
Oh, come on, the guy's got radials.
Excuse me, we were watching something else.
Well, Sophia wants to watch Ironside, and I believe a happy patient is a healthy patient. He's a fine detective, isn't he, Sophia?
Okay, what do you think of this one?
Dorothy, you and Elliot have been out almost every night this week. He's obviously hooked. You don't have to look good anymore. What you have on is fine.
Blanche, if I thought for a second that there was anything between you and Ted, I never would have done what I did.
What did you do, Dorothy?
She spent the night with Ted.
But Ted was your date, Blanche. Dorothy, you must have slept late.
Maybe you'd better talk to her doctor about this.
You're right, Blanche. I guess I've just been hoping that things would improve by themselves. You know, I never thought Ma would lose her memory. Of course, I never thought Alan Alda would get on my nerves. Ma, can we talk for a minute?
Anything interesting happen while I was gone?
Does this mean you're back?
If you'll have me.
Ma got a letter from Gina Marie Donatelli. Her cousin Joe is hanging new wallpaper in Tony Bennett's guest bath. You might answering that.
Why not? Maybe I'll get lucky. What am I talking about? If I was lucky, I'd be shacking up with Cary Grant.
Hello, I'm Dr. Richmond. I'm looking for a Dorothy Zbornak.
Dr. Richmond, it's a pleasure to meet you, but we were expecting to...
All right, you ready? Yeah.
Juan Palamela!
Been working since 1904. Besides, they have a category for people over 80.
I think it's a terrific idea.
Maybe we ought to join.
We already did.
What did you say?
I said we already did.
Rose, I work all week. The last thing I want to do is walk 10 miles on a Saturday.
We won't be walking. We're going to sit.
Tell you what, this.
What is it?
Rose's diary.
What are you doing with it?
It was just lying out on the dining room table. I picked it up and the lock just popped right open. Just like this. Listen to this. Dear diary, I don't know how much longer I can stand.
Becky, it's a pleasure meeting you. I'm Dorothy. This is Rose.
Hi.
And this is my mother, Sophia.
It's nice to meet y'all.
So, Becky, what brings you to Miami?
My guess is a small barge.
Ma, why don't you see what's keeping Blanche? Blanche, let's go! Come on, Blanche, let's go!
He's a leper. I'm the only one who'll touch him.
Good morning, And Teresa didn't have a heart.
Uncle Nunzio?
Uncle Nunzio died to get away from Aunt Teresa.
My mother died of old age, and my father fell off a donkey, so we got healthy hearts in our family.
Very, very healthy.
That's good. That's a good thing.
There shouldn't be heart.
So goodbye.
Bye-bye. Come back soon.
Bye.
We forgot something.
We forgot to get a new place.
You're kidding.
Don't worry about it. We just need a roof over our heads for a couple of days while we look. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Which is exactly the amount of each girl's life savings.
Exactly?
That's why this is a story instead of an immigration report. May I continue? One girl chooses to spend her money and take a chance on adventure. The other plays it
right here on the stage. Pardon me? Oh. I'm sorry, that was just an ad lib. Blanche Devereaux?
Just a moment. I can still see Big Daddy sitting on the porch swing, swilling down home brew, picking off peaceniks with his BB gun. Oh, God, I miss that man.
Come on, honey. I'm sure Grand Dragon, our Big Daddy is always with you.
Something stupid, or cooking something stupid.
Rose, what do you think of Blanche saying these things?
I think she's a girl karma knocking.
Well, what exactly does that mean?
Literally, it's the precise moment when Dog Dude turns white.
Don't stop on my account. Curse is over.
Dorothy, I wish you'd talk to me. I really do, because
She just found out that Gene Shalit wants his hair to look that way.
I'm sorry I'm late, but I had to go downtown to get some special herbs. I'm throwing together another little aphrodisiac for Blanche. I better get to my work.
Girls, we can't fire her now. She's making me an aphrodisiac.
I'm so sorry Helltown was canceled. Frank, I'm sorry.
Please tell me that's a Nehru jacket.
No, it's not.
Rose, let's go heat up the lasagna. Come on.
Rose.
these letters are just a fantasy. The man is in prison for the next 20 years for armed robbery.
Blanche, I don't think it's right to lead the guy on like that.
Oh, why not? The poor man is surrounded by concrete and bars. What's wrong with bringing a little joy into his life?
Not see people suffer.
No.
And isn't it true that from time to time she bullies the women she lives with?
No.
For the record, Your Honor, this witness has the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen. Blanche, what did Dorothy really feel about Angela?
You mean to tell me that somebody actually juggled herring?
No, it was the herring who did the juggling. Tiny little Ginsu knives. Really very dangerous. I mean, one false move, they could have filleted themselves.
Men are built that way. No, it's a fact. I saw Dr. Art Ulin explain it on the Today Show with a plastic model.
Please, Ma, you slept like a baby. I know, because I spent the whole night awake in that chair.
Well, it couldn't be any worse than trying to sleep on a hard wooden bench.
We should blow out those candles before Mr. Hickenlooper has the entire volunteer fire brigade up here pumping water on my clean kitchen floor. I swear that man will look for any excuse to make that siren sound through his nose. Inga Lundqvist told me just this last week. I know. Shut up, Rose, and blow out your...
Oh, Jerry, how nice of you to stop by.
Why'd you ask me to pick you up at a motel?
They're having a cast party for Beatlemania at our house, and the last time I looked, Ringo was hanging over the toilet singing Help.
Oh, I can understand that. I was in the band in high school. We went crazy at away games. I remember...
Get real, Grandma. Either way, I'll get the bike. My folks will feel terrible because two mean old ladies forced me to return my toy. And because it was ruined in the accident on the way back to their house.
Accident?
See this water pistol? It's loaded with red...
He was star of the football team. Oh, look who I'm talking to.
My Dorothy knew the star of the football team very well. In fact, she was the head cheerleader. Head cheerleader, listen to me. She was the mascot. One thing out. While I was giving Sonny the evil eye, I noticed he was kind of cute. So I decided to work in a little kiss of death, too. Well, that livened him up, and we spent a very pleasant afternoon.
Ma, you are incredible.
Those were Sonny's words.
Transfer that longing to you.
And if you're wrong?
I ordered parking guys around to drinks.
Look, Ma, tell Stan you love him. He'll be out of our lives forever.
You don't even love him. How am I supposed to?
I'll give you $1,000.
Sonny boy!
Dorothy, do you think this necklace compliments my bosom?
Blanche, if that necklace could cheer, I'm sure it would.
Well, you know, this necklace is a priceless heirloom. It belonged to my Grammy. I've only worn it 3 times in my whole life, and each occasion marked the...
I know this is going to sound odd, but we used to live here many, many years ago, and we were hoping that we could look around, for old time's sake. Would that be possible?
Petrillo, they let Italians live here?
Look, we came all the way from Miami, please.
Okay, but dollars for half as much.
Would you please make sure Rose receives this note?
Wait, you can't be serious. Why would the premier of Russia want to see Rose?
He was quite moved by her letter. He wishes to extend an invitation to her and her family to visit Moscow and discuss nuclear
Boy, she didn't hear what he said and she was this upset. Can you imagine?
Shut up, Rose. David, why would you say a thing like that?
My mother passed away recently, and I found out that for years she had been receiving child support checks from a trust fund in Miami. Well,
They fight over whether it's macaroni and cheese or cheese and macaroni. They have given cows the right to vote. A magician once pulled a rabbit out of a hat. They burned him as a witch. Don't look at me like that. I'm telling you the truth.
Look, I'm sure you're very close to Miss
Levi's.
Hell, that solves the mystery. They think Rose is a little kid.
What are we going to do? If she reads that letter to the press, she'll humiliate herself.
We certainly can't tell those Russians the truth.
Why not?
Because they will use it as a propaganda ploy to convince the whole world.
Be able to move it.
Dorothy, if the Egyptians built the pyramids, now we can move this toilet.
Fine, get me 20,000 Hebrews and I'll have it out of here.
Oh, come on. Give me a minute. I'll think of something.
Love you to meet my roommates.
How's the macadamia? So, how are you doing today?
Look, I don't understand. You're obviously not handicapped.
Oh, I'm just as disabled as anyone here.
I find that very hard to believe.
You don't understand. It's just too hard out there.
Dorothy, what are you talking about?
Come on, Acapulco, the El Presidente. You're planning something big.
Well, yeah. I met this great-looking stewardess on the flight out here, and I asked her to go to Acapulco, and she could only go if I found a sitter for her 2 kids. Hey, I'd really appreciate it.
I'll just run dry. That's a metaphor, Dorothy.
Look, why is it so important that I go to this masquerade ball?
Because it's so important to Rose. Just look at her, Dorothy. She's crushed, torn up, devastated by your shocking insensitivity to her feelings.
Honey, Dorothy, lighten up. Morning, Blanche.
Oh, the pup's still here.
Yeah, one more day, unless Ma decides to take him bar hopping.
How come you dressed so early?
Oh, I told Mr. Allen that I'd come in.
The pills myself, but I want you to be there and hold my hand.
You're right. I don't understand. I'd do anything to stay alive. If my heart stopped beating, I'd want every doctor in town jumping up and down on my chest.
You say that now, but I don't have the courage to die by inches. I'm going to do it whether you...
So, are you two an item or what?
No, we decided it was best if we didn't see each other.
Are you sure, Dorothy? In your heart of hearts, are you positive you made the right decision?
Yes, Ma.
Fine, then I want you to meet someone. Dr. Tansy? This is my daughter.
Luigi, per favore, tagli un po'.
Here they are, Dorothy. Vincenzo's new work crew.
Looks like the road company of Cocoon.
Have a little...
But I'll be back later tonight. I got a surprise for you.
Oh, did you get me something? What is it? What did you buy for me, Daddy?
Well, nothing, sugar.
Oh, fiddle-de-dee.
Fiddle-dee-dee.
This is so much fun. It's like being in Gone with the Wind.
Gin?
Dorothy, what's the matter? Something wrong?
That thrill of victory! the agony.
You're going to wear a dress and then return... Blanche, that's illegal.
Oh, it is not illegal. It's just wrong. See, I love the dress, but I can't afford it. Not $300 worth. And I have a late date tonight, so I want to look stunning for it. Besides, it's not like I'm going to wear a watch.
I waited up for you until 2 in the morning, and you still weren't home.
Oh, yeah, Gertie and I and some of the girls went to Wolfie's to pick up guys.
I called Wolfie's at 11. You weren't there.
Guess who got lucky?
Oh, paws were too big and that the other dogs would laugh at her.
Well, they did. They used to bark and point at her.
Everybody pointed at her. You made her wear a bonnet and matching booties.
Don't change the subject on me, Lily. Honey,
Oh, thanks, Blanche.
Sophia, you feeling a little better?
Oh, my God!
I'm not dead, I'm resting.
Of course you're not dead.
Not yet.
Oh, Ma.
Don't, Mommy. Listen. Before you know it, I could be gone, and we won't have said some important stuff.
Just doesn't like her.
Thank you, Rose. Incidentally, you look fat.
Well, I say the time for subtlety has passed. If you want this man, go after him. Mother, well, she's going to find out eventually. Don't you think it's better coming from you?
No, I guess so.
Well, that's settled. Now let's get a move on.
Where are you going?
To get the toilet paper for the Weston's house. But remember, we have to be really quiet. A Dreyfus will bark at anything.
Stunned. Stunned is the only way to describe how stunned I am.
Just a minute, Blanche. Are you trying to tell us that you are stunned?
Don't you make fun of me, Dorothy Spornak. I just saw the sign-up sheet down at the bowling alley. Rose, does you have another thing coming?
Maybe some cookies and milk could change your mind.
Here. How about $50 and you tell the truth? What do you say?
Are you trying to bribe us, Blanche?
Oh, yeah, you catch on quick.
Make it 150 each.
अगं दिसतेस पुनवेची चांदणी जशी तूच रंबा अप्सरा तूच उर्वशी दिसतेस पुनवेची चांदणी जशी तूच रंबा अप्सरा तूच उर्वशी करून तुझी वाची दैना माझ्या मिठीत काग तू येईना मैना ग मैना या रागूची तूच आहे मैना
मैना रे मैना नाही होणार तुझी मी मैना
मैना ग मैना कधी होणार रागूची मैना
मैना रे मैना नाही होणार तुझी मी मैना
गुलाब फुला पाहून तुला काळीज हे धडधडत या पिंजरा तोडून वाऱ्यात उडून पाखरू हे फडफडत या
माझी नशिनी आता झाल्यात बिना तुझंच प्रेम नडतया गावठी नखरा शिक सतरा सारंच घोडा अडतया
तुझ्या वाचून जीव माझा राहिना मला समजून का ग तू घेईना
अरे मैना नाही होणार तुझी मी मैना
मैना ग मैना या रागूची तूच हाय मैना
मैना नाही होणार तुझी मी मैना
रातभर जागून भागणी लागून येडा पिसा झालो बेभान तुझ्या गालाची खळी ग गुलाब कळी ही फिरतीच उठवी तुफान
मन लागेल झाला ध्यानात आलं मोरलाच नजरेचं बाण मी तुझी लैला तू माझा मजनू
या रागूची झालीच मैना
मैना रे मैना रे मैना आता झाले मी तुझीच मैना मैना रे मैना रे मैना
you.